Hi guys, I was invited to a birthday party recently and I realized that I have not made a single party dress for myself. Unfortunately, my sister gave me this white gown that was way too tight for her and way too loose for me. So these are the measurements you need showing on the screen, guys. Let us turn a decent dress into a not so decent dress. I am going to start by removing the sleeves, which I thought I was going to use later but I ended up not using, and now I am marking the length of my skirt. The skirt's length is 14 inches. That is what I used because I wanted a mini skirt, and the width of the skirt for this dress, it is enough for me. I only took it in because I wanted to cover the holes and the rips and all of that. So this is the length of my skirt. It's 14 inches. I am going to cut it out and put it aside. Also, I added seam allowance of half an inch to the top part so I'll be able to connect it. Now I am going to mark a rectangle. The width of the rectangle is half of my underbust circumference, and the height is from my underbust, from the middle of my underbust to 1 inch before my belly button. I don't know if you guys understand, but similar to the way we did the milkmaid dress. Okay, so the width is half of my underbust circumference and the height is from the middle of under my underbust to 1 inch before my belly button. So I am going to, by the way, the paper contains my measurements in case you are trying to find out what I was looking at. I was looking at my measurements that I had and I was testing the stretch of the fabric to see if I was going to need to add seam allowance to the side. And now I am going to mark the middle of the width of the rectangle. I am going to mark the middle, and from the middle I marked 1 inch upward. So this is it, guys. From the middle I marked 1 inch upward and I connected it to the end of the rectangle on both sides, but I didn't like the way the 1 inch was looking. It wasn't giving me the angle I wanted, so I went ahead and I added 1 more inch to the middle point. So now we have 2 inches instead of 1 inch, and I am going to connect it to the ends of the rectangle on both sides like I did to the first point, and I am going to curve it out. So I am just eyeballing this using my free hand, but if you have a curved ruler you can use a curved ruler if you are not okay with using your hand. But the idea is to get the angle we got on the milkmaid dress. I liked that, so I wanted that on this dress too. So this is it, guys. I am not going to add seam allowance to the sides because the fabric has like a stretch, it's stretchy, so I am going to add seam allowance only to the top and the bottom part. So at this point I forgot I needed just one side. I needed just the front. I didn't want lining or facing for the back, so I took out the seams in the middle, and I have just one piece for the front bodies. The back is the same thing. It is the same rectangle I cut out for the back, but I didn't add the middle point and the 2 inch up, so it's just a rectangle. It's the same rectangle, the only difference is the 2 inch mark we have at the middle point that we curved at the back. So this is how it is, guys. So guys, this is what is left of our dress. I already started taking out the neckband because I am going to use that as the rope, the back rope. So now for the cup. So guys, I made this bralette pattern a while back. That's like one of the first videos on my YouTube channel. I am going to leave a link in the description or somewhere here so you guys can check it out. So since I have this, I decided not to draft another pattern since I am going to be doing something like this. But the difference is that this time around, we are not going to be cutting our bralette top separately. I am going to tape both of them together at this point. So what am I going to do? I am going to tape it at this point, and for this point I am going to leave it like this because we are going to be like excusing it at this point. So I have gone ahead to tape the cup at the top part, and I am going to trace the cup on the fabric. I am going to be cutting 2 for each side. We have the right side and the left side. When you watch that video, you are going to know the difference between both of them because both cups are not shaped the same way. Guys, this is what we have: left breast, inner and outer corner, then this right breast, outer and inner corner, and I actually cut 2 for the facing so you guys can see that. So guys, our dress is coming to life. So the waistline is so straight and I am not straight like that, so I am going to be taking the waist in, let's say about 1 inch or 1.5 inch on both sides, and I'm going to do something with my sides. Guys, I am gonna add to hold it the way I said I would. So 2 inches inwards and 4 inches downwards, and I tried it on and it was looking good. So this is the skirt. We're still on the skirt. So for the band that we removed from the neckline, I already sewed it in back. And now for the bralette, I am going to sandwich the strap into the bralette. So this is what I was talking about. So you sandwich the strap into the bralette. So this is the first one, this is the strap in the middle, and this is the second one. And I am going to sew with this line. Remember when we are cutting, I am going to sew on this line, and I am going to do the same to the second panel. I am done sewing my bralettes. I left an opening at the bottom. We are not supposed to sew the bottom. So now I am just trimming off the excess, and I am going to cut the corners in order to get the sharp end that we want. And I am going to flip the cup to the right side and try as much as possible to poke out the corners, and do the same for the other bralette. You can use a cup or an interfacing like I did with the other bralette if you're concerned about your nipples and all of that, but I didn't use an interfacing or a cup. I wanted it just like that. And guys, please don't forget to label your cup, right breast, left breast, and which side is coming out, which side is going. So So I am going to pin the bra cups to the front bodice, right size touching right size. The pinning took quite some time because I wanted it to be done right, and I am not pinning all the way to the end. I am going to leave half an inch at the end, so I would connect that part to the back bodice later on. Okay guys, so I just finished pinning all around. I forgot to do this on camera. I didn't know my camera was not recording. So now I am going to sew like so till the end. Okay, so I just finished attaching this. This is what the back looks like, and this is what the front looks like. I just hope this stuff cleans because I used a fabric pen. So, and I didn't test it, so I just hope it cleans. Now I am going to add I'm using my hands for the camera. I'm going to add this to it, but before I do that, I am going to hem the top, then I am going to sew it. So guys, I am done hemming. I hemmed this part. This is what the front looks like, and I have attached the front to the back piece, so I am going to turn it. So this is what we look like in the front, and this is what the back looks like. I didn't remember to, well, I didn't want to cut the back the way I cut the front, or rather I didn't add facing for this part of the back. I didn't add lining. You can add lining if you want to, but I'm going to untack this, use needle and thread to tack this down so that it stays. So now I am going to bring the skirts, and I am going to sew the, okay, I've not completed this. I'm going to sew the top parts to the skirt, right sides facing each other. I have never worked with a stretchy fabric before. I tried hemming one of my shorts that had jersey fabric. It didn't work, it didn't sew, so I had to like look for a way to get my sewing machine to take this fabric. If you look closely, you are going to see that I used tape underneath my presser foot just to get this thing to sew smoothly. As you can see, I didn't even sew to the end. I had to like make some corrections, see what I am doing properly, you know. And at the end, in order to get the strap right, I just tested the dress and I fixed the strap 3 inches away from the side seam and adjusted it the way I wanted. I hope you guys understand. If there is anything you do not understand, please let me know. So guys, get ready for the final reveal.